Is it recording? Yes, it
Yes.
is. Okay, hi.
Hi.
So, welcome back to my channel. That's really gross. I don't want to say that anymore.
Yeah,
We're
but
never
you did.
Exactly. We're never gonna say it. I'm never gonna say it again because it's a weird thing for me. Anyway, so we're gonna talk about.
Personality.
We're gonna talk. Yes, this is my cousin. We're gonna call her cousin
Yes.
because
Or MJ.
I think we'll call her that. Yes, we'll call her MJ. So we're gonna talk about personality specifically, I guess, if we're gonna be controversial. For her at least. For me, I don't know anything. Personality type that she doesn't like.
Okay.
So let's give you, and we're gonna do this like we're gonna do like a long get ready because I don't know how to edit. So what you see is what you get.
Yeah, exactly. Which is what we're going for.
Which is what we're going for. So let's have my cousin MJ give like a background on why we're specifically going to talk about personalities. So start ahead, and I'm gonna do concealer.
Okay. So essentially, personality type theory is all about figuring out what our inherent strengths and weaknesses are. Simply put, and for each type, we're kind of like born with these unique strengths and weaknesses. And sometimes our types don't necessarily get along with certain types, whereas other types get along better with other types. So, what's your type?
I am, according to her and her multiple quizzes she let me take, I am an ENFP, which, in her words, is the most extroverted introvert.
Yes.
Diba?
No,
most introvert.
Most introverted extrovert. Yeah.
So, which means I'm a shy bean who likes to make friends.
Yeah, and like she prefers to be alone a lot of the times. But when she's put in a social situation, she can like,
I can be like, hey, hello,
hey, hello,
how are you? You like cookies? Like that.
yeah, and then she's like, bye.
And then I'll like leave for like 3 hours or something. I'm so overexposed. You can't see.
She's super white.
I am so pale.
Yeah.
And this concealer is like not it. But whatever.
Don't judge me because I'm not a makeup artist. I'm not into makeup, and so I'm just doing what I know.
Which is fine on this channel. We support whatever you're good at. Anyway, go continue. Since I'm an ENFP,
Yes.
what's yours then?
I'm an INFP, but I won't come across as an INFP because I'm also like her, good at like socializing, especially now that I'm older. But I prefer to be alone most of the time, and I get really easily drained by sensory activities like noise, and also being around many people too much. So usually I can just handle one or two at a time, and then I go back to my cocoon, and then I call it a day.
That's a big move.
Yeah.
I think a lot of people feel that way, especially now since like we're all drained.
Yeah, but like I think it's more interesting because like we're also used to going out, and many introverts are so used to staying in because they're kind of forced into the world to do things, work, school, all that crap. But like now we're all naturally just at home, and so it's gonna be a struggle for introverts and extroverts in different ways.
How is it like? I mean, like I have friends who are like super like. I don't know which type is the most extroverted type.
ESFJ, Jenny's.
Oh, okay. So sister's video.
Yes.
She's in a
Check that out.
previous video. My sister's type is an ESFJ.
Yeah.
So essentially, according to how her understanding is that they're super extroverted. Like I guess you can say the life of the party, but also just talks forever.
Yeah.
I guess
they get excited.
I get excited.
But a lot of things.
So like how I don't know like how she's been coping. I mean, I live with her, so like I know how she's been coping, but like I don't know how she's been coping for like since the start of the pandemic?
Well, at the beginning, so like first two months, it was okay for me. It was like, okay, more time for myself, blah blah blah. But then eventually, I get kind of exhausted, and I'm looking for something to do that's just outside of my room or our house. So, for introverts, I would say a lot of introverts might be okay staying at home for a long time, but like there are times also where we would like to be with our friends, and it's 1 to 2 friends that we're comfortable with, and if we're not given the freedom to do that, that's where it gets tricky because it makes us feel more depressed. Because like the more an introvert's stuck in their house for too long, they get to spend more time in their heads, and sometimes you either spiral down into your own, and that's why a lot of like that's why mental health is it's a bit more crucial now in the midst of quarantine.
That's true.
Because whether you're an introvert or an extrovert, a sense of normalcy has been taken away from your life, and that's a thing called the ambiguous loss. So the ambiguous loss is essentially think of it as you're so used to doing things a certain way for a long time, which is us living our day-to-day lives the way we usually do, and out of nowhere it gets taken away from us.
Oh,
right?
okay, that makes sense.
And there was no warning, no training. Like, how do you live life like this?
Yeah.
Right? And so a lot of us are just like trying to
just grasp.
Yeah, grasp.
Just trying to live life
Aimlessly.
Oh,
right?
The biggest 2020 mood ever.
And it's hard. So whether you're an introvert or an extrovert, you get tired also because you had a certain routine, right? You had something to withdraw from. Right now, you don't. As an introvert, you're just stuck at home, which is actually worse because you're stuck at home from the very things or people that sometimes you don't want to be around.
Yeah.
24/7, which is kind of like what's happening right now.
So I know, like, my friends who watch me. Thank you, friends who watch me. You know how that is. You know that feeling, like when pre-pandemic started, we would like go out and like just have fun, but now we can't have fun because we're trying to save the world here.
Yeah.
We're trying to not contaminate people.
Yeah.
But I mean, yeah, I get that. So with that basic introduction, I guess, of what personality I am and what she is, can you tell us, like, we already know like three essentially now. Okay. So can you like tell us the other types?
Okay. So in this theory called the personality type theory, which originated from Carl Jung, which talks about cognitive functions. So I'm not gonna go into detail because it's too. But like essentially based off of Carl Jung's theory, this mother and daughter tandem named Isabel and Catherine Briggs Myers came up with their own personality type theory, which is now what we call as the mbti. So I'm pretty sure a lot of you guys are familiar with that, like the INFP, ENFP, all of that. It's like you've taken a test somewhere. But essentially there are 16, and they're divided into 4 types. I'm not entirely sure if I remember each of the categories, but like I'll start with the idealists. So the idealists are composed of INFPs, ENFPs, INFJs, and ENFJs.
So
what? Yes.
Me.
So us, the two of us actually. And then the next category are called the rationals. So these are thinkers, right? T types. So INTPs, ENTPs, INTJs, and ENTJs. And then the third category, if I'm not mistaken, so don't
come for her.
You don't come for me.
She's doing her best.
Yeah, I'm doing my best. The third one are diplomats, which are essentially ESFJs, ISFJs, ISFPs, and ESFPs. Okay, and the last are what I call the sentinels, if I'm not mistaken again. Okay, which are ISTPs, ESTPs, ISTJs, and ESTJs. There. So that's the 16 types. And you're probably one of those types, for sure. But again, as with all things, take everything that I say with a grain of salt. It's a theory, so if you don't agree with me, it's fine. But it's nice to research on, to learn more about yourself. And it's not to say that you're being boxed into a certain type. It's just giving you an insight of what you're inclined to in terms of your behavior and preferences. So many would say, bless you. So many would say that like, oh, what if I'm an ambivert? So that's because at certain times, an introvert like me or an extrovert like her would wanna be, say, her wants to be alone, she'd wanna be alone, and at certain times I wanna be with my friends. But it doesn't mean that I'm both. So within this type theory, it actually uh, debunks or discredits the idea of ambiversion because like within this personality type theory, it talks about you're either one or the other inherently with your cognitive functions or cognition. But in terms of your behavior, yes, you can come across as both. Okay? But if you wanna consider yourself as an ambivert, you do you. It's all cool. So
Okay, since now that we've come across the types, since I don't really know that much about the types, and like personally me, because I have friends who are into astrology, so I guess I lean towards more
with astrology.
I lean more towards astrology in terms of like understanding like why a person is like this because my friends are into astrology.
Yeah.
You know who you are, friends who are into astrology. And
Hi friends.
Hi friends who are into astrology. So why don't for someone who's more into the psychological meanings or advancements of the brain, why don't you tell, in your opinion, who you don't like personality wise, if I were to tell you who I don't like star wise?
Oh, interesting. Okay. So this is gonna be
this will be maybe controversial.
Yeah.
Maybe I'll get hate, but
it's a vlog.
You're watching this video for a reason,
opinion,
right?
yeah.
Other than if you're watching this video to bash me, I don't really care because I'm almost hella old now. So like, I have other things to worry about than having people tell me I'm not great through a screen. So
yeah, just like me, don't. I think it's better if you don't, right?
It's better if you don't. But if you do, you do you, boo, I guess. So Yun, you tell the world or whoever's watching
who I'm not super into.
Like personally, who you're not super into, who you don't vibe with, personality wise, I guess.
Okay, so in terms of like the Myers-Briggs, again, I take maturity and unhealthy and healthy behavior into consideration. So again, as with astrology, I think that with astrology there's like a healthy, say, Aquarius and an unhealthy one, right? Is there a
I don't.
There's a level of like an Aquarius, like.
I mean, I guess like if my friend were to like, if my friend to read like our natal charts, like our birth charts, and he's like I guess he'll like be like, oh, so you're pretty much peak, or like you're pretty much overall
an Aquarius.
This sign.
Okay.
Then I guess it'll be easier for him. But then if he like hangs out with you for a while without knowing your sign, and then you're like, oh, here's my sign and my top three, he'll be like, oh, this makes more sense. So it's not. I guess it's not like
a healthy unhealthy thing.
Yeah.
It's more of like your natal chart combination.
Yeah, I guess so. Or like, because I have a friend who's a Leo. I have 3 friends who are Leos. 2 of them are like, based on my friend's description of Leos, super Leo traits. Like, halatang Leos. I have another friend who's also Leo, but you can't tell he's a Leo.
Okay.
But there are pockets in time.
Is that a good thing or a bad thing?
It's not a good. It's neither. It's just like, oh, I didn't know that you don't come across me as a Leo because
I try to. Oh, thank you.
Action wise,
I try to as much as
and
possible,
maybe
but
personality wise, you don't come across one. But there are pockets of time or experiences.
with my sister, so
experiences where he his Leo traits
I-
will show. But it's not like how I see Leos. You know what I mean? So I guess it's not like a healthy, unhealthy thing.
Okay, so in the realm of like the Myers-Briggs or psychology, there are levels to it. So similar to an enneagram. If you've heard of the enneagram, it's
Oh.
another personality framework. There are levels to it, meaning there are certain personality types who are still unhealthy, meaning to say they're still too young, underdeveloped, cognitive wise. And for example, like think of it as
Lifeline snap.
a 14-year-old INFP versus a 40-year-old INFP will be different because it means that they've matured or gotten more immature over time, and so they're
was
going
that
to
your
be
old?
completely two different people.
Mm.
So as for me,
Alright.
now going to the person that I am not really into to answer the question,
Okay, they got
really quickly, I would say that one of the types that I'm struggling
No, this
to
wasn't my smoke.
relate with or connect with would be ESTJs. So ESTJs are called the executives, and
I'm trying to work on like
the worst
trying to
at
work
their
on my
worst,
voice and whether
they're the micromanager people types. Yeah. So they like to hover around and like tell you what to do, and I watch you as you do it. And I don't like to be watched 24/7 on how I do things because I like to have my freedom. And I'm pretty sure you're the same because you're an ENFP. Essentially, just an extroverted version of myself.
Oh.
So if you don't want a boss just hovering over you and like watching you do what they want you to do.
But there's like a difference, right? Because like, obviously there's a difference. You don't like being hovered, but you want to make sure that
You're doing the right thing.
you're doing the right thing.
Yeah.
Those are two different things.
Yes, exactly. With them, whether or not
I
it's
haven't had time to practice with them yet. Oh no, they rev. Alright, let's go.
She's
Oh,
so,
I've got my ult with me. I can use it.
she's so noisy. Sorry, continue.
okay.
Oh wow, that was bad. That was a bad throw. But that's my airstrike.
So one of the things about ESFJs is that they won't stop talking, even if they know that someone's in a bit regarding a bit,
Oh gosh.
and they're
So
still not here.
chaotic right now.
Well, to give her benefit of the doubt, she's
Okay.
wearing headphones,
Yeah.
headsets, so she can't hear that. Anyway, continue before she starts.
Yeah, I've heard of that talking. But essentially, these types are the types who like to micromanage people
Just
because
like
they
put
feel
like a
like
ship in a gas
they can do it better than you, essentially. And so they don't trust someone else to do the thing for them. And like, yeah,
May have jumped down.
yeah, guys, this is a very raw video. We're doing a vlog, and it's super raw. And yeah,
I have ube.
that's the
I
beauty.
have a pandesal.
Yeah, that's the beauty of this vlog. Cause like, there is no filter, literally. All the noise will come in, and yeah.
I want to be in the shot.
You're already okay. Fine. Okay, continue.
Possibly.
Continue. Explaining why you don't like. Executives.
I've got
Yeah, but
eight.
essentially they're the types who like to micromanage, which is hard for me because like I value my
I'm gonna
freedom
go loot
a lot.
the death box here.
And I don't wanna be with people who like to just
Oh!
tell me what to do all the time.
Third floor.
But again, I've met healthier ESTJs. So again, this is
He
like
was hiding in the
not-
third floor.
I'm not gonna be like, oh, you're a Gemini, I don't like you. Yeah,
No. Sorry.
yeah.
There's
So-
no cheese.
It didn't say. First of all, it didn't say it was an ube cheese.
Well,
What?
there's cheese.
Oh, okay.
Anybody have a
Go.
blanket?
Yeah, so essentially,
So just ESTJs you don't
yeah,
like.
ESTJs and ISTJs.
So there's
Any
an
STJ,
I have like eight
yeah.
shit
STJs that you don't like.
Yeah,
Okay. So that's just your personal opinion.
yeah.
Personal opinion.
My makeup is whack, but
It's
Yeah.
fine.
I can't do
The
it.
video is overexposed.
Yeah, so you won't see my flaws.
You won't see my. You can hardly see my blush, but that's
Yeah.
okay because I feel like I put on way too much blush. Period. Okay, since you said signs that you don't like, types you don't like, I'm gonna say the signs that I don't like. So, friends with these signs, I've met some. No wait. Disclaimer to this: I've met nice people with these signs. It's just personally, I'm scared about like the negative things about these signs. Hi, Adi.
Okay, we can just start off with
Okay,
like, what's your
okay.
sign?
Okay, so
Are you really
I'm
just
an
putting
Aquarius. So
traps everywhere?
according to my friend, we are aliens in disguise. So essentially, we're just weirdos.
Oh shit.
My friend who's watching, if you're ever
Please.
watching, please correct me down in the comments below because I could be destroying our sign. Our style. No, not stereotype. But like, just if my sign has a reputation, I could be destroying it. That's what I mean.
Okay, it's a rep then.
So yes, so I'm an Aquarius. So I'm essentially weird.
Yeah.
And
I'm doing nothing.
I've met
I found
a lot of signs. I've come across a lot of signs, and I like to think I'm friends with a lot of them too.
two of them have
And
blue.
but signs that I personally don't like. I mean this generally and not specifically you, whoever's watching. I don't like Virgos. I don't like Virgos.
Oh, was there another spot?
I don't like Scorpios. Virgos, this is also, I'm basing off my reasoning because based off my friends'
Get down.
descriptions
get
of
down.
Virgos and what I've seen with Virgos is that they are, how do I say this? They're, I guess, if we were to put it in personality-wise, they're very micromanaging also.
Oh,
Gosh,
sure.
where are you?
They're also very micromanaging. And like, yeah, if things like don't go their way, they become like very like, they're just like, no, it has to be this way. And as also like as someone who likes to take her time with her things,
Sorry, shield cells.
I don't like to be micromanaged. So that's that. Sometimes, but like, if I have to be, I have to be. My battery's running low. Hold on.
Okay, give us a minute.
This is so pretty.
We gotta
Thank
go.
you.
Chart.
Char, thanks. Thank you. So, yeah, that's that. Scorpios, based on my
Oh,
friend's
shit, that's
description
another
of
bag
a
of
Scorpio,
Another squad.
they will
Why is it so hard to find out?
backstab you in front of you. And I guess, in a way, that's one way that you don't want to deal with a Scorpio.
Hold on,
Yeah.
sorry.
I think that's like not an unhealthy,
Gotta go,
but I
gotta
think
go.
that's just the energy that Scorpios give out,
Yeah.
like that. So
Especially maybe to those they don't get along with.
especially, or like if they're super like vendetta against them, then they'll probably be like,
Watson. I think that was a Watson. Watson
Hello?
is.
they'll probably be like,
low.
wahahaha, I'm gonna
I'm gonna die.
get my revenge on you. And we
Have
don't,
you personally encountered one
I'm down.
who kind of did that to you?
not to me, but I've been around a lot. I've been around, if not a Scorpio, like an act like their son is a Scorpio. I've been around. I'm friends with one friend. I'm friends with someone who has a Scorpio rising, and we were talking about it one time, and she's like, "I will literally take revenge,"
Damn.
and I'm like, "Wait, what?" And she's like, "It's my Scorpio rising, Joey." And I'm like, "Okay." I'm like, "Okay, that's how you deal with it. That's how you deal with things." Okay. So, but like, I think at least, I've never been at the
Receiving it.
receiving end yet. The receiving end of a Scorpio's wrath. And I also don't think I've been at the receiving end of a Virgo's wrath.
Hello.
My grandmother's a Virgo.
Oh my
So
god.
How is it?
it's not fun. It's not fun.
How is a Virgo's anger different from Scorpio's?
I mean, that's the thing, because like, I've never, like, the Scorpios I'm friends with, they're kind.
One
I
of our
guess.
aunts is Scorpio.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Well, that's what if she catches my video? I think personality wise, I just don't like her.
Okay.
And then add that she's a Scorpio makes it something that I don't like even more. So, yeah. So I think it's more for me. Like I think it's more personality wise that I don't like about her. Then just so happens she's also Scorpio. So it's that. I don't think it's anything about her sign. It's just personality wise. She's not it for me at least. But yeah, my grandmother is a Virgo, and for my friends who've met my grandmother and hear my stories about my grandmother, you guys probably know how she is in person. Very hoardery, very hoardery, very micromanaging, and she's very
On top of
on. Is she? like like you've been here long enough. Is she?
wait, not on top of things like again, just like watching you to do it the way
Uh,
she wants you to do it.
Well, it's more like say like she's asking you to like she asks you like, oh, can you get like a bowl? And you bring a bowl, and she's like, that's not the bowl. And I'm like, but you just said a bowl. You didn't specify which bowl. And then she's just like, you should know what bowl or something. And I'm like,
Okay.
and I'm just like, I can't read your mind, sis.
Okay, so vague.
Very vague.
They put the V in vague.
Sometimes there are other times when my grandmother's like very specific, and then sometimes it's not there, and then she's just like it's either she doesn't want to do it anymore because it's not specified,
Yeah.
or she's just like, okay, fine, we'll do that. The only time is I guess she'll back down is when she realizes that there's no other choice
Yeah.
to do it. So that's
Or
her.
beef with Virgo.
That's my. Not all Virgos are like this.
Yeah.
As stated earlier about all Leos being like super, what's the word? Super extroverted and
Yeah,
super
Look for
Vain?
Leos.
vain.
Leos. Leos.
Yeah, not vain. They're just
That's their definition of
Well,
Leos.
oh,
Vain,
yes.
self.
well, pretty much like very like attention. They like attention and everything like that. So that's that. But
She gets along with Leos.
I get
That's
along
why-
with Leos because like they're funny and well the Leos I've met they're really funny and
I need a second
who else? Sorry, my video might get copyrighted because there's another video playing.
No, they won't know. Just like there's too many.
Okay.
Happening. Okay.
But I get along with Leos. I don't think there's a Leo that I haven't gotten along with yet. Yeah, I don't think so. Who's a Leo in the house? Danny's a Leo. I get along with Danny. So I get along with Leos. Yeah. What other signs I don't like? Personally, those are the two that I don't like. Other people are like, oh, don't stay away from Geminis, and I'm like, what's wrong with Geminis? They're also saying like, oh, medyo two-faced sila because twins and everything like that. I'm like, okay, let me find a Gemini who's ever like personally backstabbed me. Or like not backstab me, like personally was two-faced to me. Let me find one and then I'll come back to you on that. So far I haven't met a Gemini like that yet.
I'm best friends with a Gemini. I've seen her being two-faced to
To
others.
you? Oh, to others.
Not to me. I think that's different because like we grew up together. Like we like since 8.
Okay, then that's like a totally like development case.
And I think in the astrology world, I'm an Aries. Forgot to say, I'm an Aries with a Gemini rising. So I think air signs and fire signs get along generally, unless like there are many other parts of their natal chart that like clash with their natal chart maybe. But so far I don't have a beef with Geminis either. I've seen that people don't like Gemini, Scorpios, and Virgos, and then sometimes they put in Aries there and Leos. It depends, but like the ones I see frequently are Scorpios, Virgos, and Geminis. For those reasons, like revenge, micromanaging, anal type of people, and then two-faced, right? But I don't necessarily have a bad experience with those 3 types so far. So I kind of like am the same with Joey. I'm the same with Joey. Like, yeah, I don't have any issue with those signs compared to like with her.
But yeah, so
the things, the ones I don't like are Libras.
That's just because her dad's a Libra.
Yeah. He's probably not gonna see this video, so it's fine.
That's just because your dad's a Libra. It's a like I don't say like I don't like Aries because my dad's also an Aries. So like, but I like my dad. So, but I like my dad, and I don't say like I don't like Sagittarius because my mom's one.
Yeah.
Some maybe I don't like her because her personality.
Holy
probably.
shit, guys.
Yeah, less on the astrology, less on the sign.
Less on the sign. It's more
the person.
as a
So
person
white?
himself. So that's probably
Bloodhound uses all.
maybe. It's not like more like just I just don't get along. But this has been fun.
Yeah.
Wow, that's
Yeah, highlighter.
this overexposed. That's so. I really need to learn how to like color shit because it looks like I'm not wearing color at all. Looks like I'm just
really, she's just like overexposed
overexposed.
with the sun.
MMA friends, please help us sis out. I don't know how to do things. We're all graduates now, so please help me. Please help. I can't pay you, but I can't pay you.
Can be love.
I don't want to do that. I don't want to be like those people. I'll pay you through like food or anything like that.
So I must
Please.
ask, how are you guys?
I know how it feels. I guess.
Yeah,
As
to
an
be on the.
to be on the receiving end of that. So I think. What else do you want to say about?
Well, to add also to the people to the types, personality types that I don't necessarily like, or I've seen, like what she said, she's not met see a Gemini who's like this. As with me, I've seen many not so nice ESTJs and ISTJs in the workplace, and it's more of like an experience I've personally witnessed, as well as my other colleagues at work or in school. That gave me a bad impression towards those types. So most often, if I had not experienced those, I would have not had this kind of opinion. Oh, by the way, my dad's an ICJ, and that's why a lot of my my issues is because of like my personal experience with my dad, in the same way that she didn't have the best experience with our grandma.
Mm-hmm.
So it's like I don't even think it's really just a sign. It's most like you get this weird perception of them based on their type because of what you've experienced
Oh my god,
from
why
them.
am I shots?
And so if I had had a better experience with these types, maybe I wouldn't even say that I don't like them.
It's true. So that's a disclaimer. That's how do you say this? Because like
Or your relationships.
not relationships, but like
Okay,
this video is like 33 minutes long. Wow, I should just do a podcast.
You should. Maybe I will bring you to my podcast next time if I
Where
start.
they coming?
You should do something productive. We have to be
We
productive.
have to be productive. We're looking for ways to be productive,
Yes.
and that's why we're doing this video.
Yes,
I have makeup.
but
Where they
like
coming from? Where do I throw it?
how do I say this? But like I guess a big disclaimer, because like again, I guess it's me how at least me wise because like learning type like personality types and
Get us out.
learning personality types and like learning like
You know what?
astrology
Screw
side.
it.
I guess it helps me understand internally how a person works, but again, you never really know until like you actually like get to know them, and they're all just like, oh, that's totally. We can see like, oh, like if you're like again the ESTJs, I guess you'll be like, oh, you're super extroverted, and then like plus Leo, and you're like, oh, you're like extroverted times 3 million.
Yeah.
So it's like that makes a lot more sense now and everything like that. So I think this is a
very
interesting
informative video.
Yes. So this isn't even like one of my feelings videos. It's just a video.
Very spontaneous, as an ENFP would and an INFP would. Didn't even think about it. Just sat down and then like popped the camera and then like started recording.
Truly.
So to kind of like wrap it up, maybe to wrap her up.
Ethan, can you like
these tools like astrology or personality typing, it's not to box people or like stereotype them, whether like, oh my gosh, I don't like her because you're this type or you're this sign. You know, you give people a chance, get to know them, and this video is just literally us talking about random stuff. But again, if you meet like say a Scorpio or like a Virgo or like an ISTJ, I'm not gonna be like, oh my gosh, I don't like her. We'll still give them a chance because like these are just tools to help us kind of understand them better, but not like to hate on them or box them in.
Okay. So I think that's the video. So if you enjoyed this surprisingly, because it's not, I don't feel like this is low quality content. I think this is pretty high quality content, which is great for like a third video.
Yeah, support our channel.
Where are we? Is my channel getting better? Who knows? But, bless you. So like,
Where you don't have COVID.
we don't have COVID. Oh God.
I
That's a joke.
have
Again, is this a new thing for my channel? Am I gonna make actual content that makes sense? Who knows? But thank you for watching. If you've made it this far, I'm not gonna say those things because you don't have to follow, you don't have to subscribe if you want to. But I would honestly really appreciate it if you give comments, suggestions maybe for a next topic. If you want me to just talk about my feelings again, who knows? But yeah, and so this has been me and her and her, and we're signing off. So bye.
Bye.